All right, welcome back, everybody. It's 1 month later. We're gonna talk about WandaVision today. Episode 7, right? Am I, that's right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good. it was so mind blowing. I forgot. No. Gonna talk about WandaVision 7. A little bit of first part is gonna be what is it? Just a review from everybody. What everyone liked, what everyone didn't like. Second part, we're gonna talk about possible theories. Once again, even though we're coming to the end, there's still theories. And then last part is just questions, any references we saw, things like that. Unfortunately, we have two members that couldn't be here today, Nuno and Carlo, but they will watch, hopefully, and they'll be here next week. Before we get started, let me just say thank you for watching. If you can't catch us live on Twitch, go on YouTube, like, subscribe, do all those things. And if you don't like to watch videos on YouTube, go to podcasts with Spotify, Google, Apple. We're on all those platforms, Anchor, and go follow us there. Thank you. Before I give it off to Matt to give us his review, I do want to show you guys something real quick, and let me just pull that up real quick. This is for you, Matt. Just so you know, this is my present to you. All right. Let's see. I'm trying to share my screen first. Hold on.
No, like, oh, here we go.
There we go. You ready?
I think Agnes. I don't think Agnes was playing, to be honest. I reckon she was serious. That she didn't know where she was. I think she could also be a goodie. I think she could also be a goodie.
As soon as that episode was done, that's the first thing I did is go find that clip and say, "Congratulations, Matt! I'm being so right. You're so good, man. I love it. I love it." What did you think? You like
Was
it?
that the one where I said I'll do a live there, or was that not the one?
You did. I took that part out.
Not the one.
I took that part out just for you. I didn't want to. I don't want to make you hold to it, because.
I think it's my guns. She might be doing good.
But other than that, that's my gift to you. Matt, go ahead and give us your review. And, Agnes is a good girl, right? So let us know.
Well, firstly, I'll get to the Agnes part at the end. Okay. The intro. What do you guys rate? Was that Modern Family or?
Yeah.
Because I guess it was a Modern Family kind of intro. Which the only thing I didn't like is the fourth wall breaking. Like I don't like it in films in general. Besides, obviously Deadpool, because he, through the comics and all that, he does that. But TV shows, movies, I just hate when they just break the fourth wall. But on the intro, I remember, or just after the intro, the kids, unfortunately Carlo's not here because I wanted to just give him a bit of a shout out. They are actually bringing out his first gaming thing, Atari, just to show you his age. So Carlo, if you're watching,
No.
I'm sure your most favourite part of the show was when the Atari popped up. But anyway, I'm going to go over some things that didn't make sense, that I didn't like, because I'm going to be honest, I felt this was a big letdown this episode, very big letdown. Monica Rambeau's contact. Like, come on, man. We were all building it up. I guess that's what they want us to do, build everything up. Like, everyone thought it was going to be someone big, and please, if anyone knows who the hell she is.
I don't think that was her contact.
I don't think that was her.
Yeah,
I don't think that was her.
Think so.
I don't think that was the contact.
Well, whatever, that was just the biggest letdown, to in my opinion. And then the car. You guys notice that how the car was going through the
dome?
What do they call it? The source wall, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What I didn't understand is, I'm just going to pick, because the only good thing we got out of this show, I'm just going to tell you the things I didn't really enjoy. The only good thing we got is the reveal of things, but I'll talk about that at the end. But she's gone through the wall, source wall, whatever. She's trying to get out of there. She's all shitting herself getting out of there. Then when the car gets thrown out, I'm going to run in there. Why don't you just fucking stay in the car and go in there with the car? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand why she rushed out and then runs through it. And obviously we know she's got the powers. She's going to, I'm not too sure of the name. I know you guys. Know. There you go. Her eyes white glowing. I think that scene, her running through there, just went for way, way, way too much. and it pretty much to me says that you must get the powers when you go inside this force field. So I'm assuming, with like Darcy, for example, she had no idea what was going on until Vision, made her be able to see clearly. But I'm guessing everyone's got powers. Because what's the reason that she got her powers? Like, was it always in her DNA? You know what I mean? Like, what? That's what I just don't understand. Like, there's just a lot of plot holes that I feel that they've done with this show. The Nexus pill, like, I don't know what that was like.
That was weird.
I'm sure Carlos
just
knows.
threw me out, and I had no idea what the fuck was going on. But anyway, just little plot holes just had. Agatha. All right, we'll get on to the part where you played that video. In the comics, she's good, isn't she? Isn't she actually?
Oh,
Is she?
She's not evil, and she's not. I wouldn't say she's not good. She's pretty much always looking out for her self-interest. Put it that way.
According to my Marvel encyclopedia that I just found out that I had, she was killed off by Wanda, so she must have done something to piss her off.
Well, I knew something like this. She was the main freaking. Everyone knew. Like, she was the main, like, person that everyone thought would be obviously the villain. That's why I didn't expect her to be, because it's just it made it so obvious. Like, hey, it's just so obvious. But as soon as she's mentioned in the show, she mentioned that a mole on her back. She mentioned about a mole. And I knew, okay, she's referring to there's a mole in this ring. She's setting it up. It's her. I knew straight away when she said that. I thought, fuck, I was wrong. She's going to be the villain. I think Nick's going to be happy because there's going to be no Mephisto. I think there's going to be no big-time villain in this. I think it's just going to be a show where she's just the villain of this series. And then, like, again, before she went downstairs, she said that she ate a child. I got the Hansel and Gretel feels, and I remembered that show. I remember the witch eating kids. I was like, okay, she's a witch. This is it. They're going to reveal, if they're not going to reveal it in this episode, they're fucking telling us that. And then obviously when she goes down there and she reveals herself, I was just like, you kidding me? Like, you kidding me, right? Like, you build up all these episodes, you leave all these cliffhangers every week, and then you end it with this garbage.
Such good TV. So good.
Listen, one thing, yes, I'll admit I was wrong, but what I did say from the start, I said, the more they keep building this up, the more they've got to keep, every episode's going to have to keep ending with a bang. You can't give us 4 or 5 episodes ending, with bangs, and then give us an episode that's just like, you're telling us what we expected. First thing we expected? Come on, man. You could have gave us our big theories out there. But, I don't know, man. I dropped in the rating this. I've gone, from your 8.5 to probably a 7, maybe 7.5. It's dropped dramatically because, again, I just don't feel that they hit it on the head with this episode. Because there's 2 more episodes left, I believe, which I'm thinking the next episode is going to be all about explaining how she is and who she is. So there's a wasted episode there. And then the last episode, what are they going to end it with? So I don't know. I was just very let down. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. They're going to love this episode. They, wrapped, but I was just very, 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 very let down. And I will pass it to, let's go, Nick. He looks very intrigued right there.
Yes. Okay, so great job, Matt. You did a great job. So let me say first, Monica finally gets her powers. Like, that was, we all knew it was going to happen, but I was so curious at how they were going to do it because obviously she had to go back in, and obviously the truck thing, they get the space thing, this giant moon rover. I was like, why does she need this to go in there? Like, obviously, I know, like, it's harder now because, like, Wanda fought back. But, like, this is really necessary. And then it just starts, like, swallowing it up and, like, twisting it around. I'm like, what the fuck? And when it throws it out with the what was it, a giant SUV? Like a van in the front. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is ridiculous. It was entertaining, but it was ridiculous. And then she just takes the space helmet off and just walks in. I was like, okay, great. But when the eyes lit blue, and like when she jumped down, I was like, okay, she has her powers. Like, that's going to be the revelation of this show, is that there's going to be a big fight between Wanda and her. Yeah. And I'm excited to see that. um, other stuff. Like I agree with you. Like the whole Harkness stuff. Like you know, as the episode on, I realized okay, this is where it's going. Okay, no Mephisto, no Mephisto. I was like, either she's gonna be Mephisto or she's gonna be that character, and she was that character. Um, but my thing here is, um, 'cause we didn't see Pietro at all in this episode, right? Besides
Yeah, that's
like
what I forgot to
flashbacks.
bloody add.
At
Yeah,
the very end.
what's the deal you reckon that?
I don't know. We didn't see him.
We saw him. We saw him at the
We
very
saw
end.
Vision's in the circus. Like she went over there, dragged Vision, like basically dragged him back in and expanded this thing, and okay, then she just leaves him there in the circus.
Yes.
But Nick, do you
That
think
made
Nick,
no
do you think
sense.
it was Agus that was preventing them from making it back, or was it Wanda?
What do you mean making who back?
Agnes?
You
I
know
think,
how
I think
Darcy and Vision were
Agnes.
trying to make it back, and like it was like someone was trying to stop
Oh,
them.
and they were stopping them with the traffic lights and everything.
I would say
I
Agnes.
don't know. At this point, I don't know who's doing what because obviously, she's not Wanda's the one manipulating reality, and she's manipulating Wanda. So I don't know if she's the one who's able to do. I don't know the extent of what her powers are. Like, what are the extent of her influence? Because you don't know who's doing what. Obviously, everything's being changed because of Wanda, but she clearly is the one with the puppet strings.
Yeah.
But Wanda is the machine. Wanda is the one that's physically doing the stuff, but she's being guided, misled, without even knowing it. And I'm not sure where they're gonna go from this. Like, there's one more character that has to be revealed somehow because everyone's been hyping this up. I don't know who it's gonna be. There has to be one more character that comes in. There's definitely got to be a big fight between Monica now having powers, and Wanda now might be able to retaliate because at the heart I think she's good. She's twisted, but she's good. I don't know. I really don't know what's going to happen from here. But personally for me, it was one of my favorite episodes because it was just enjoyable. Like the intro, like with the fourth wall and everything. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed how she's like, I'm staying in bed. I'm staying in bed. I'm not doing anything today. I'm staying in bed. Yeah, but besides that, I think that's all I really got to say. It was pretty good. Like, production wise, it's gotten better and better every episode production wise. You really see where the budget was put in this show. It's towards the tail end. It just gets better and better. But yeah, Carlos, what do you got to say?
You know what, man? I gotta say this. I agree with Matt, and in terms of this episode being kind of a letdown, and
all right, the show's over, guys. Have a good night. Now let's go.
you know what, man? Every week I've been hyped. Every week, it's been a damn near perfect episode for me. And not that it wasn't a good episode, but I have actual like nitpicks,
Okay.
which I really haven't had before. And one of the major ones for me is actually Sword.
Really?
Sword is feeling like it's just
Extras.
like they're useless in a way,
And like, it's not sword, because it's not sword. It's aim. It's 100%.
Was that army girl their contact? She was Sword, wasn't she?
Yeah.
It can't be the contact. She said it was some kind of.
Or no, go ahead.
She said that her contact was what, like a aerospace engineer or something.
And a guy. Yeah, and a guy. Yeah.
That's
So
not
I
her
don't
contact.
think this was her contact. I think these people might be connected to her contact,
Mhm.
but I don't think this is her contact. And I 100% think there's something that someone else has got to come out of this woodwork.
So do I.
Because what's his name? Jimmy Woo is still outside the dome. He's gonna do something. He's a main character. He's gonna be in the next 2 episodes. He's got to do something outside of the dome because he's the only character outside the dome now.
For sure. And you know what, Nick? You're right. It may not be Sword, but if this is Sword, though, so far it's been an absolute like letdown to the point where they're not even a plot device. They're just like background filler. and that kind of
but look in the movies, Shield this whole time was Hydra.
true.
Most of it. So
Right.
I don't think this is sword. I think all the government agencies are corrupt and all cover up. There's good people inside them, but I'm 100% telling you right now that something is going to happen in the next 2 episodes that are going to rock our world. And if not, I was wrong.
Not Manny will be playing your fucking video.
What's the timestamp right now? Okay, cool, gotcha.
And look, if that ends up being the case, then fine. I hope that at some point there is, some kind of redeeming arc for Sword, because I personally was really excited to get that division, in the MCU. And before, like, Shield was discovered to be, Hydra, all of that stuff, it was still really cool to see Shield in the MCU with Nick Fury and seeing the helicarriers and seeing the operation that they have inside and all of the agents. It felt like shit. The Shield organization is coming to life in the MCU. I haven't even gotten a glimpse of that with Sword, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things that really has disappointed me, and it came to like full fruition in this episode. So that's one of my nitpicks. Another one of my nitpicks is the whole transition from Monica to now being Photon. And while it was absolutely amazing, and let me tell you why. Even though we got confirmation, and it's great that she's Photon now, and it's so dope that it happened in this show, and it looks like she's gonna have some really cool powers. When she went through the barrier, it's almost like she's getting all of these, I don't know, man, whether it's like gut feelings or something where she's just discovering that, hey, I can go through the force field. And when she transitions, she's almost not as surprised as you would really expect someone to be when they got powers, or as surprised as I wish or excited as she could have been. Now, there was obviously a lot. Her mission is, getting inside, getting to Wanda, all of that stuff. But then when she faced off against Wanda for like a second, and Wanda like blasts her, and she ends up, I guess, breaking free, and she does the superhero landing. There's just no break in her expectations.
But she also grew up knowing Captain Marvel.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna interrupt and say she knows Captain Marvel.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But like, if you grew up with a superhero, like your whole expectation of reality changes.
If all of us grew up around Iron Man and Spider-Man and fucking Thor, and then the next morning we wake up and we're the God of Thunder, there's no way that we're gonna be cool about it. No way.
I would be 100% cool.
Yeah, but she also like was in space all the time. Like you know,
her missions beforehand.
Like, I do agree with you.
And again,
a little fishy, but
this is why it's just a nitpick. It's not an actual full complaint. It's just a nitpick where I don't know. To me, it was jarring. I could be completely wrong, and I completely see where you're coming from, Nick. You're right. She has been around a lot of like weird shit, but I don't know. I guess I would have enjoyed that when she breaks.
She was a child getting chased around by Skrulls.
Yeah,
true.
She got shot at the age of like 10. Like,
I reckon she got these powers before the fucking force field. I reckon something happened with Captain Marvel, hence why they always have these Captain Marvel references, like when she was running through there.
Yeah.
I think something's going on with them.
I think she got shot. Is the radiation from Captain Marvel
I don't think
affected her, and when she
it's
went through the barrier all these
yeah.
times, it kept like triggering it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's exactly what I'm hoping for, because like all of you have mentioned, and you meant, Darcy has gone now, and the other agents have gone through, this force field once, right? So this is once. The whole reason why Wanda's, like blood was changing, whatever, was because supposedly she was exposed to that radiation twice. At some point, when all of the agents and Darcy go through the force field, to get out, that's also going to be twice. Why are they not going to get powers?
Unless Wanda just shuts it off. It's not like it goes through them and she just shuts it off.
Could be, right? Yeah, could be. Either way, though, I hope that there's some kind of explanation for that, and I do think that her being exposed to Captain Marvel for such a long time, her radiation or I don't know the type of energy that she gives off from the Infinity Stone somehow affected Monica.
Maybe that's her mom's cancer.
Could be, and that's why she's mad at, or not mad, but is weird around.
That makes sense.
Nate, right? But that's my second nitpick. Now, as far as what I really enjoyed about this episode is the fact that, again, we're not being dragged another 6-7 episodes into getting confirmation. It's Agatha Harkness. He laid it out. We're ready for the next phase, right? We're not being dragged down. We're not being bogged down. So I'm excited for that to happen. I'm also excited that it's gotten to the point where Wanda has just completely lost it. Like she does not know what is going on. She's losing control of her powers, and I'm hoping that this is going to be the start of reality breaking, or at least there being a break in this universe into another multiverse. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited that the stakes are getting higher, and it doesn't seem like it's the episode or the season is gonna be like slowing down. So I'm excited about that. Those are the only two real nitpicks. But that threw off the overall pacing for me. It was just a little weird. The one thing that I am excited about as well is the Nexus commercial. So what that has to do is, and I'm assuming that it has to do with the Nexus of all realities, which in the comic books is pretty much a portal or a access point to all the different realities that are available in the MCU. And I can see how that would tie into Doctor Strange and this movie. The guardian of the Nexus of all realities is ManThing. I don't know too much about ManThing. I've honestly never read his comic book. So my knowledge is limited in terms of that. But I do know that the Nexus acts as that kind of access point.
Yeah.
Now, the one thing that I don't really know is what the difference is between the Nexus of all realities and the Starlight Citadel in the Marvel Universe. Because the Starlight Citadel, is guarded by Roma, and that also acts as a nexus to different realities in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this could be a way for Marvel to also potentially introduce the Starlight Citadel, which would be super dope in Doctor Strange, because the Starlight Citadel and Roma have always been, very connected with the X-Men.
Yeah, because of Captain Britain and Excalibur.
And Excalibur, exactly. And there's been so many iterations of an Excalibur team going to different universes to fix, time aberrations, all of that kind of shit. So that's
and it gives you major X-Men characters like Kitty Pryde, Nightcrawler, Rachel Summers.
And it could also be just a great introduction into Betsy Braddock, man. Like a new version of Psylocke. Because I'll be honest, the version that we got in the
don't say it.
In the X-Men, not really the best, man.
She was so cool, man. She, like the comic, the costume was perfect. She's amazing. Like, come on.
The costume was perfect, but she was wasted, man.
Yeah. Okay.
She was wasted. She was just there. And personally, Psylocke is in my top 5 favorite X-Men. So I want some justice to be done for her. Anyways, that's where I think that the Nexus may tie in. That got me fucking pumped.
The only information I have on ManThing with the Nexus is when he was part of Thunderbolts, and I just don't. We already had Ghost, and that was the team he was a part of. It was ManThing and Ghost.
Oh yeah, you're right. I never read that run, but yeah. So that was a big positive for me. I also really enjoyed the references to The Office and Modern Family because I think that they captured the essence of Modern Family, the way that the camera, zooms in that and then pans out. It was just perfect, man.
So good.
So good.
When Vision is sitting in the chair inside of his head while he's sitting in the car, he's like, "Wait, what am I doing sitting here?" And all of a sudden, he flies through the roof.
And Elizabeth Olsen does a great job of like almost acting like that the wife from Modern Family. She's almost acting exactly the same. Like it's perfect. It's beautiful.
It's perfect. I can't from episode one, man. The acting that I've seen from Elizabeth Olsen in this has been fucking phenomenal, dude. Just flawless. The way that she can switch between,
I Love Lucy to
playing this, TV character in every era, man.
Yeah.
Every era, from the fucking 50s or 60s to the 70s to the 80s to now the 2000s, and then on top of that, like switching into Wanda, and then Sokovia Wanda is just perfect. It's flawless. She's amazing. So those are my only real, complaints in this episode. But overall, great episode. Just not as good as the previous ones because I just felt that the pacing and then some of the stuff that was, happening were just kind of jarring. But overall, though, great episode.